Welcome to the Funky Latina podcast, where community, culture, and music collide. I'm your host, Elisa, the Funky Latina. We'll discuss what I'm listening to, events you can't miss, and your new favorite Latin indie artists. Press play and let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Funky Latina podcast. I'm your host, Elisa, the Funky Latina. Oh my God, guys, what's up? It is my anniversary. It's my anniversary. It's my anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's the Funky Latina anniversary. So happy anniversary to yours truly, me. We are celebrating 6 years of funk, 6 years of Funky Latina productions. I've been blogging for 6 years. You guys know what that is? That's what we used to do. I've been, introducing you to your new favorite Latin indie artists. And I've hosted events, I've produced events, and it has been so much fun. I'm so excited to be 6 years in this music game. It has been so much fun. And something we started doing when I would honor the anniversary of the Funky Latina is I would celebrate and honor the Funky Latina of the year. And it has been so much fun to do this, to give out this award, because there's a lot of other Funky Latinas out in the world, and it is my mission to find them and introduce you to them. And so I am really excited because over the last 6 years, we have had incredible musicians accept the award, talented singers, radio personalities. We've had elected officials. Shout out to Reps Who Rap, Marisa out in Minnesota, fighting that good fight for us. I'm going to do a little recap of all of the Funky Latinas previously, but the Funky Latina of the Year award is really to honor somebody in the industry who is not just doing the work at work, but is doing the work in our communities, who is somebody who represents our culture, celebrates our community, and maybe does the biggest challenge of them all is truly themselves, authentically. And that's why we love them. That's why I'm so excited to present the Funky Latina of the Year award to this artist, because she is somebody through her music, through her culture, through just showing up as who she is, really holds her city down, represents her people, and is authentically herself and is making a difference. So I am super excited. And I don't want to wait. Let's get into it. I'm excited to introduce you to the Funky Latina of the Year award. Stay tuned and we're going to get right into that. So press play. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Funky Latina podcast. This is a very special episode. Like I said before, we are introducing you to the Funky Latina of the Year. So without any further ado, please welcome Vanita Leo, the 2026 Funky Latina of the Year. Welcome, Vanita. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to obviously present you with Funky Latina of the Year, but to also have you headline the Funky Latina Fest. And I just feel like, as an artist, sometimes we have whatever, or creator, we also have we just have these platforms and these opportunities to be leaders in our community. And that's definitely something I see in you, from your style of music to upholding your culture to standing up for your people, especially right now. I think it is so honorable, and I hope that it encourages other Hot Cheeto mommies to do the same thing. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. And yeah, it's so important, everything mentioned, and I can only hope I continue to do that and deliver as an artist, as a Latina
Yes.
artist. It's such an honor to receive the award. Thank you so much for acknowledging all of that, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you for being here. And so let's get into it. I've been a fan for a few years now, and could you please introduce yourself, tell us and everybody a little bit about you, where you grew up, where you live now?
My name is Vanita Leo. I am a singer-songwriter from San Antonio, Texas, and I am still based in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice. We love that. You definitely love the Tejana sound. So how does, living in Texas, specifically San Antonio, a music city, influence the music you make? And tell us a little bit of what kind of music do you make?
I make cumbia pop music, and I feel like living in Texas has influenced me in a lot of ways. More so because it is such a melting pot of genres and influences. There's so much history here, and a lot of it is built by by immigrants from all across the world. So with that, we have so many, like Tejano music was heavily influenced at one point. Conjunto music was heavily influenced at one point by the German community here in San Antonio. And my grandma's also from Mazatlan, Sinaloa. So it's really cool. It's a melting pot of cultures and influences. And I think that that's what helps me make and pursue cumbia pop in what I feel is an authentic and genuine way.
I love that. I love that you talked about the different influences in San Antonio because I think a lot of our culture, I know it's like our background, our cultural heritage, but our culture as in where we live, how that influences us in our music. And I've loved to see you grow as an artist. I think, you're new to a lot of new fans, but you've been making music for a few years now. And even to see like the corrido tumbados kind of songs to like, the more cumbia pop leaning, like please release that song with Sophie ASAP. Like I'm so excited for that song. I was like, I can't wait. So I think it's really cool to see your culture, your heritage, but also specifically like where you grew up reflected in your music and to also see it evolve. Like I think that is just like really, really cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a journey. I was thinking about it today, reading over some of the stuff we were having, and I was just like, wow, it's crazy how in the industry, in the music industry, you never know what decision can lead you to a whole different situation. When I first started, I was making music here locally in San Antonio, and to just see how like it's all transpired and how every single decision I made led me to where I'm at now, it's wild. Because when I was making those decisions, I would have never considered all of these things.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think it's really interesting you bring that up because I remember well, you reminded me of this about how we kind of first interacted on Instagram. This was years ago. And I think you sent me a message inviting me to one of your shows in San Antonio.
Yes, my release party for my first EP.
Yeah, that was really cool. I used to do a little bit more. My blogging used to be like all independent artists, all genres, and I interviewed a lot of artists from Texas. And so I remember finding you on Instagram and discovering your music and absolutely falling in love. But yeah, it's so cool to see like, how that DM can go to now me DMing you and emailing your manager and being like, will you play you invited me to your show and now I'm like inviting you to play my music, headline my music festival.
Yes, I love that. I love it so much. And I'm really excited for Arizona as well. It's going to be our first time going out there.
Wow. Have you been just like passed through or just visited or
No, I haven't. I may no.
no? Okay. That's okay. We're gonna show you a good time. We're gonna show you the best parts of Phoenix. You're coming right before it gets too hot here. Like you're coming in the spring, so it's really beautiful. We intentionally pick a day before it gets too hot. So I'm excited. I'll send you some recommendations for sure.
I went to GCU for a little bit, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I'm excited. I hear so much about Phoenix. So
Yeah, you're gonna trip out when you come because even in the last couple of years, it's changed a lot. It's grown a lot. I think for the better. It's a little bit more diverse. But yeah, I'm excited to see what you think of Phoenix when you come back.
me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. And so I want to talk a little bit more about like your music and I think a lot, I don't know, this is my opinion. I think like Texas is a little bit slept on when it comes to independent artists. Like the last couple years, we've had artists from Texas on our festival lineup. But can you tell us, and if you want to lean into San Antonio, just what is the music scene like out there?
In San Antonio, there's some in San Antonio, right, specifically.
Yeah.
It's There's so much talent here. Oh my goodness. Like from your Tejano kids that are now making music, Latino music, in their shape and form. From all there's so many kids just like me, so many artists just like me doing it, and I think it's so cool. And then I'm also seeing like um, younger artists now start to move into that space as well. Like yesterday, I went to Tejano Mundial, the Premios Tejano Mundial, and I met so many up and coming artists that were like talking to me about how they were also pursuing music, but it's
Hmm.
more so like an extension of what their culture is. So I think that's so cool. And then there's also a really cool alt and like hardcore scene here and like a cool house show scene. That's when I learned that I wanted to pursue music. On my 17th birthday, my cousin took me to a house show scene in San Antonio.
Oh, wow.
so cool. And I was just like, I want to be cool like that. I want to make music. And yeah, and then he ended up helping me produce my first EP.
Wow, that's incredible. And congratulations, because you didn't just attend Premios Tejano Mundal, you also won Song of the Year for La Cumbia Huepa. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was so happy. I was so happy.
That's such a cool song. Definitely I'll link it below so people could check it out. I think it's a song that I think a lot of fans discovered you from more recently because it's a recent song. It's super upbeat, and we have like a lot of events based here in Phoenix, and so that's something that I feel like a lot of the local DJs play a lot. So it's on trend. It's what people are listening to for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when I made it, I really wanted to make a song that had like I told all the people that helped me co-write it. I was just like, I want this to feel like the songs like I would grow up hearing at quinceañeras.
Hmm.
So like I played like La Resaca, Inténtalo, Que Calor.
Yes.
I played all the cumbia anthems that I grew up hearing, and we came out with Cumbia Huepa.
That's cool. No, I love that you reference that because those are like the quinceañera bangers, the wedding bangers, the backyard bangers that you listen at home. And so I definitely, when I listen to your music now, like I hear that familiarness. Like, I'm sure many people have compared your music to like Selena just because you're a cumbia artist from Texas, but I don't know, there's something also I think in your voice that is very distinctive compared to other like cumbia artists. Like every song you make, it may remind you of something, but it's still very much your own.
Thank you so much. That's a very big. I love that you hear that in my music because I feel like that's something I definitely try to pursue, and
Hmm.
keep in mind while I'm creating. And then just mentioning Selena and like she's just great, and she's probably one of my biggest influence when it comes to doing that because I feel like she kind of. I just I'm so happy that she exists because as a Tejana girly who had a Tejano musician father, watching her movies and like seeing her be like, I don't want to sing Tejano, dad, and then like making her own spin of an extension of her culture, that it has inspired me so much in my career.
Yeah, hearing you say that is like so funny because your dad is also a Tejano artist, and so was Selena's dad. And I think too, you guys kind of have a similar musical journey because like you definitely have a pop emphasis in your music, and I know you can talk a little bit about some pop artists that maybe have inspired you, and I think about that all the time. Like, dang, if she, I know Selena was able to release her crossover English album, but man, I can't imagine a world where she is here making pop music. Like she's already an icon, but I'm just like, wow, I can't imagine what that would be like. That would be so incredible. So it's like exciting to see you kind of, no, I don't want to say follow in the same footsteps, but share some of that musical journey because I think it's exciting.
Yeah, I saw a meme the other day, no tea, no shade, but people were like, there's so many celebrities that would not exist if Selena did not exist. She was the blueprint for a lot of people.
Yes.
So it's like, for me, it's like I feel this like desire in my heart. Like I think about her a lot, and I do tell myself like if like I would love. I just hope she's out there. She's proud of. She's like I would just
Yeah.
want her if she if
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I feel that, I mean, I don't make music, but I think about her as one of the very first entrepreneurs. Like, she did music, she was into fashion, she was into beauty, she, was building all these businesses, I think, before a lot of other, you know, like, sorry, Kim Kardashian, move over. Like, Selena was the first woman preneur
sorry,
to do
J-Lo.
it all. Yeah, sorry, not sorry, but it's the truth. And so, like, it's really cool. And I think, I'm grateful that we've kept her memory alive so that other people can learn about her. But I'm also really grateful for artists like you who get to kind of put their own spin on it and show us like what is really possible.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely just want to keep pursuing it and doing it in the way that just feels the most genuine and authentic because that's the only way, people can just feel it if it's not.
Hmm.
So I just hope and I pray that I can continue to do that and that, I'm guided. And
We love Selena, but something that's really unique about you, and I love, and I know a lot of the other girlies love, is like your sense of style, your fashion, and your the way you combine your music together. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I'm obsessed with it.
OMG, I just had a podcast a couple days ago and we were talking about this, and I was telling her like I'm such a Tejana in a sense where like I feel like I'm such a San Antonian where the girls either go like for a little bit more like vaquera look, like a little Tejana look, or they go with like the more cholita chola vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on Marbach. I feel the most prettiest when I have lashes and eyeliner and lip liner. And I was telling the girl we were doing the interview with, I was like, I'm actually kind of like a basic, like, copy paste Latina. Like, my whole wardrobe consists of, like, black tank tops and jeans. And the way I do my makeup, I feel, is definitely a reflection of the culture. But when I met my manager, she kind of like told me like, because I'm very like I just do my makeup a certain way, and I feel like once again it is very reflective on the culture. But she was the one that opened me up to more Latina designers,
Mm-hmm.
different ways to really express yourself, and like she would just show me pieces, and she really helped me grow as far as like my visual identity, and showing me that like there is like really like girls out here designing and they're Latinas, and fashion is so political. I feel that's what I've
Mm-hmm.
learned in this journey with her, that fashion is so political, and everything we wear, it's like it can be a statement. And for me, I just anybody who is against the existence of artists like myself or Latinos, anybody who is against that or prejudice carries, that's the word, right? Carries like prejudice towards it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want my whole vibe to be like a big middle finger to them.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. I'll make sure to link her Instagram and we'll give her a shout out so people could follow her because Marisa, your stylist is incredible. And I love what you said and she said about how, you are able to tell a story with what you're wearing. Like fashion is political, the way you show up, the way you present yourself, and also challenging, maybe some cultural stereotypes we have in our community by wearing clothing a certain way or adding certain things to make it look like your own. So yeah, I love that. And I think that, your brand identity is so important because sometimes that's the first thing people see and they're like, "Oh my god, I love what she's wearing. Oh my god, and she creates beautiful music." Like it's a win-win.
Thank you. Yeah, and growing up too, I feel like a lot of the women around me would be self-conscious about it sometimes, where like they'd
Mhm.
be like, "Oh, don't wear hoops too big because then you're gonna look out chola. Don't put your eyeliner out too long because then you're gonna look chola." And I'm like, "That's the goal. We
Yeah.
want to look chola, you know?"
Yeah. It's all about the plot.
Yeah, and I love it. I do feel my most beautiful when I'm dressed as such.
I love that. And I think a lot of like Latinas, I think a lot of women would agree because, thinking about our culture and the way we represent it and the way we dress, like, Latinos, the black community, like, I feel like we are the culture creators. We have these things that come naturally to us and then like it becomes a trend and other people fall in line. But I think it's so important to recognize where those trends and those ideas and creations come from because I remember doing podcasting like years ago and doing interviews and I would talk about how like, oh, it's cool to be Latino now. Now it is cool, but it's also very challenging in this political climate. But I think the way you represent us, it's not just cool, we're proud to be who we are. Nice.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So I want to talk a little bit more about you as a musician. And I saw you were in California recently. I saw you performed and you popped out with some artists. I heard some new music in the background. Is there anything you could tell us about what you're working on or what we can expect?
Yeah, so last year I did Cumbia Amante. I released the album Cumbia Amante, and it was something that I just felt was I wanted to break out exactly as such the way that I did with that album. I wanted to appease to all of the communities that I market myself to, and a lot of them are the Mexican American community, and like in general. Mexico City is like my top performing city, so I'm excited.
Wow.
Ciudad de Mexico. Um, no, but with Cumbia Manta, I just wanted to be very versatile. I wanted it to feel like it could belong to everybody. Like your abuela could listen to it, your primos could listen to it, your tios, your tias. So I tried to be as like, This year though, I want to make more like party anthems,
Mm-hmm.
get more into that vibe. So I did a lot of that on the trip in LA. I did a lot.
Nice. I love that. I love what you said too about Cumbia Mente because I definitely think like it if you listen to it in full, like you can bridge generations with that music. Like that's the power of music. It's like you might hear it like my mom would listen to it, my dad would listen to it. I think even my niece I like it. Obviously, I'm a fangirl, but I think even like my niece would like it and it's cool that music has the power to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, but this year I'm gonna be moving more into like a cumbiera vibe. I'm like I'm thinking a lot of just like party culture with like the tribal vibe and
Hmm.
like just kind of like I don't know, having a very iconic little pop girly Kesha moment this year.
I
So
love that.
I have a lot of songs that we're making that reflect that. And then I did a song with Sophie Castillo. Really
Yes.
excited for that as well. I did a performance in LA. It was a Grammy activation performance. Um, and she ended up hopping on and like we teased it to the whole crowd and it was really cool.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that on Instagram and I was like, oh my God, Vanita Leo is bridging all the international Latina baddies together. Like, that is so cool.
No, for real. Literally. That's what I was telling her. I was like, dude, these they're not gonna see what like they're gonna be so surprised, dude.
They're not ready. Well, like,
They're
speaking
not
of
ready.
new music and, performing at the Funky Latina Fest, what should we expect from your performance? And if anyone's new, like, why should they come see you? I mean, I could name a couple of reasons, but I'd love to hear from you.
What y'all can expect. I'm hoping to get everybody popping up. I'm hoping to just have a catch a vibe with me. Let's catch a vibe.
Yes.
Let's have fun. Pull up ready to dance, and then maybe pull up ready to cry like in the middle of the set though. But
Yes.
then after that we'll go back to dancing.
Yeah. Yes, because we emotional baddies pull up, hot Cheeto mommies pull up. We want all the self-aware baddies. We want everybody there. So come ready to dance, vibe, maybe
All the
cry a
funky
little.
Latinas, pull up.
Yes, funky Latinas. We want to see all of you there. I love that. I love that. Okay, cool. Well, before we wrap up, I have a couple more questions, and I'd love to know. It's Valentine's Day. We're in the season of love. Are there any songs that are like your top favorite love songs?
Um,
You're
Every
like,
Breath You Take by the Police is
there you
one of
go.
my favorites. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Um, Contigo by Los Tres Reyes. Beautiful
Okay.
song. Beautiful love song. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? That's my favorite love song. For all my toxicas, anything Summer Walker, anything SZA.
Yes.
I also love Mon Laferte. For all the emotional baddies that are going through a heartbreak, Tu Tanta Falta de Querer by Mon Laferte should be Valentine's Day anthem. I'll catch y'all at the karaoke bar singing that one.
Yes.
Yeah, just
And
the
and
for
and
sure.
Triste Sin Ti, of
Oh
course.
yeah. Triste Sin Ti. Triste Sin Ti. What's another love song? Solo Tu Bebé. If you're in love, listen to Solo Tu Bebé, guys.
There, we just created the ultimate Valentine's Day playlist. Everybody go stream it and
Heck,
make sure put Vanito Lea on repeat.
heck yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. I have one more question. It's something I ask all of my guests before we wrap up, and it is, what was the first concert you went to?
My first concert I went to, it was a hardcore all emo show in San Antonio. Dance Gavin Band
Nice.
and Held the Sun at the White Rabbit.
Nice. We love that. Rockera vibes.
Technically, my first show was going to see my dad perform.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
but I actually bought tickets for the emo show. That was the first one.
That's
Like
cool. I'm like,
literally.
girl, don't you might have to pull up to Emo Primos in the fall.
Most definitely, I will be there.
I love that. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me?
Are you ready to
No
party?
pressure. Girl, you have no idea. It is by the time this interviews, it's gonna be like less than I mean, by the time this interview airs, it'll be less than 40 days until the Funky Latina Fest. So
Oh my
I'm ready. I'm I mean, like mentally I'm ready. A lot of my to-do list doesn't say I'm ready, but mentally I'm ready to party.
girl, me. I'm like me too.
Yeah, same,
So excited.
same. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We loved having you on the Funky Latina podcast. And congratulations on being the Funky Latina of the Year. Make sure you guys follow Vanita Leo on Instagram and all music streaming platforms. I'll make sure to link and shout you out in the comments below. But again, just thank you so much. I am so excited for Arizona to finally get the opportunity to experience Vanita Leo at the Funky Latina Fest. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm muy excited.
Thank you. Me siento muy excited.
See.
Well, awesome. I'm
Awesome.
so excited to see you and finally see you in person. And yeah, I'm
Yes.
so excited. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sending you lots of paz, love, and funk.
Mwah.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Funky Latina podcast and for riding with me for 6 years. It's been 6 years of blogging and introducing you to your new favorite artists. We're entering 5 years of the Funky Latina Music Festival. And all this time, I've been able to connect with so many artists, with so many fellow fangirls, with so many brands that really want to represent and support our culture and our community. And it has been an honor to be the Funky Latina and to also serve my community. So just thank you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. And for my anniversary, my only wish is to see you at the Funky Latina Music Festival. Y'all already know the drill. It is March 21st in Phoenix, Arizona at Wilter Studios. We have an incredibly talented lineup. Headlining is Vanita Leo, the Funky Latina of the Year. And so excited to see her and her share the stage with all the other artists on the lineup. It's going to be incredible. So get your tickets, y'all. Get your tickets. Have a beautiful Valentine's Day weekend. And don't forget to wish me a happy anniversary. Sending you all fast, love, and funk.